Yo, what's up guys? We're on the Seii4Guardian account, and no, the thumbnail is not a clickbait. I did actually pull a unit, an LD5 on this account, which is completely free to play, rocking in a 62 days right now. Highest rank on Arena is that Partnership 2. For some reason, Siege you only get at the end of the season, but that will be a G1 most likely, I guess, maybe P3, something like that. But I was minding my own business. I was doing a bunch of these events. You do get a fair amount of scrolls in the premium shop event over here. And I did an all attribute scroll, and it looked something like this. Hey, Leona. Definitely a weird one right there. Also, definitely not my SP summon. I'll show you what I had in the SP summon in a moment. If I pulled any of the SP summons, that would have been really crazy and insta GG on a Guardian 1 account, that's for sure. But yeah, interesting one. I would say arguably top 10-ish worst unit in game. Maybe top 15. There's a lot of units that are really bad and on the block of like could definitely get a buff out there. What is on my SP upgrade for this? Let's show over here. Tian Lang and the Nefties. What if I pulled a Tian Lang or an FTs on this account? That would have been GG for Arena. That's for sure. That's 100% for sure right there. But then again, I had to get a Leona. It is also one of those things, pulling a Leona is one of those units, if you pull it on an alt, it's not as bad. Whereas, if I were to pull a Laura on this account, I would have been like, yeah. Or I pulled a Ragdoll on this account, I would have been like, something like that. If I pulled any PvE unit, that would have been cool for making videos. Would have been really nice, but Leona, I will try her out in Siege. But then again, don't think it will be crazy good, but I think it will get like a few Siege wins in like around the rank that I'm at. That is 100% for sure. Gave it some stats. It's definitely nothing too crazy. It is on a Vampire and a Will set right now. Revenge would be nice, those kind of things. Definitely a whole bunch of stuff. But I'll also be using this video to kind of showcase what's the current state of this account, how I've been doing, what I've been slacking on, what I've kind of still been doing, and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, she's somewhat interesting. She's more of a Siege unit. I just did my Siege. I actually did record my Siege, but then I did notice that I wasn't doing any audio. I also did heavily fail, or not the Siege, the World Guild Battle. I also did heavily fail in this, however. I was a little bit unlucky here and there, but then again, at least we have this team. Like, also, how the hell do you lose with this against that? I think you know what the name is of the game. It's called Vio. But then again, whatever. She's mainly built for, I would say, World Guild Battle and Siege. But I did just record a whole thing with World Guild Battle. And then I noticed that I don't have any audio on it, on the whole clip. The Leona did kind of do good over here. So rather than showcasing it over there, let's showcase it a little bit in Arena. Let's see how it does over there. And then we're going to go into pretty much just a showcase of what the account current state is at and what's good, what's bad, and those kind of things. So, of course, a team like this, I definitely really would like to use this. But since we're using the Leona right now, let's go for Leona. What kind of lead you have? You have guild leads. Okay, not that crazy. So I've been doing this with the Lulu. I should actually get a Riley. I think a Riley does this job a little bit better, but Lulu can definitely do the job as well. And let's see if we are able to clear those kind of things with a decent certainty. So we do get that over there, lots of debuffs over there, a little bit of hits over there, a half team dead over there. This thing is so stupid, man. It's so stupid. Let's see if I can stun you. No stun over there. That's kind of bad. That's definitely a pretty hard hit on my head over there. This is also where Tetra would also definitely be an option, which would be fairly interesting for this whole fight. Okay. Yep, a little bit more damage. A little bit more damage. Do we lap in front of you? We do actually lap in front of you. Can we hit that? I think that's good enough. And also we can cleanse a few of those, aka everything right there. That's definitely a nice one right there. So it's definitely a team I could use against some of slow clears. But then again, I would say that if I didn't have the Leo, this would have been more interesting. It's also just pretty much her killing everything and this just surviving. Might as well just put a Raccoon in here or whatever, like for survivability, because she's not really participating in the first place. It's all Nobara showcase with a Leo, but then again, she does have a little bit of value to be sitting in the storage most cases, I think. Like, she has the potential that if the fight draws out pretty long, she has that potential where I would say is like, maybe she can like destroy the final bits of the match where she can go for a slow clear where she would start killing everything herself. Let's actually see if we can win these. Curious about to see about this one, because in the end, they don't really have any form of sustain. Oh, wait, that thing sustains by itself, right? Stop sustaining. Don't do sustaining. Also, an Amduet on this position would be a lot more interesting right now, but then again, also a Tetra would be pretty nice. Good tank on that one, I guess. Let's try to heal you up. Because if the other two get hit, it doesn't matter as much. Okay, we have that skill, so now it starts healing. Interesting that it actually started off with an S2, which is definitely the best rotation for you to start off with. But then we have Nobara pretty much clapping everything. If you're not using Nobara yet in offense, then you're doing something wrong. I can tell you that much. I would say Leona has pretty decent damage for a no defense break, defense buff, attack buff, whatever setup. It's definitely one of those things that it might clear a little bit faster than a Feng Yang. Sure, Feng Yang has a little bit more protection. Oh, we don't have any more of those right now. But yeah, definitely something that I might be using over there as well. Well, then let's look at the account as of currently. What am I working on? So, thing that I'm currently working on is getting this Bernard to skill ups on this. So far, all of the skill ups have been going on the left side, but that definitely will help me out for more arena offense. Arena offense, you probably have seen the offenses already. Main thing, well, let's actually put it towards my defense. Main offense that I'm using a lot is this one with the Rick. Rick is looking pretty juicy right now for the stats. Definitely liking his stats at the moment. Could still get a few improvements here and there, of course, but especially on right side. Well, actually, this right side artifact is full on working, even though it's a full magic artifact. But yeah, it's a decent stat in that altogether. Fastest set that I currently have is... Well, whoops. Fastest set that I currently have is a 195. I could improve the speed by 5 because of all of those 4s in there. So then we would be looking at a 200 speed set. I don't think I already have things that are faster than that. Now you have the fasten slot over there, fasten slot over there. This one is a 21. Could be replacing this to a certain extent. Let's see. Okay, fasten slot and 19. That is definitely... Okay, that's 1 speed slower than that. Let's see what we have over here. 21. This is 23, so that could replace / improve that by a little bit. 22 to replace 20. And here we have a 21 to replace a 21. That doesn't work. So this, now in the end, the set that I was currently rocking was the fastest set. Well, this actually, no, it's also +4. So yeah, I have a 195 right now on the Bernard. Fastest potential that I have would be a 200 speed set, which already is pretty decently fast. And keep in mind, the moment that the event was gone, I haven't been farming any Swift anymore. So getting 200 speed sets is not that difficult. Sure, I would have to do all of the 5 grinds, which a lot of these runes aren't really worth. So definitely not going to be doing that. What's the main thing that I've been farming currently is just Necro. Just a whole bunch of Necro. It gives me more Destroy runes. It gives me more Will runes. It gives me more Rage runes, which is also funny if I want to do any future dungeon guides that I actually have better Rage runes than most of the people complaining. It's like, your team is free to play, but your runes are pay to win. Well, not on this account, so yeah, then I just have good Rage runes for that, which is kind of funny. Still haven't done any dragons. I'm slightly tempted to do dragons right now because of having the Leo, the Feng Yang, and also the Wind Nobara. Those are definitely units that would work for that. Siege, I try to kind of get my hits in, but also have been slacking a little bit on that. Also haven't been really putting up any defense. So since I've been playing Etheria Restart for a fair bit, I definitely have been slacking a little bit more on this account. But the main things you still want to be always doing every day is make sure that whatever event is up, make sure you always do that. Just do your dailies over here, which I've been doing. I have been noticing that I think I've been missing a few world bosses here and there. Still try to do those. But yeah, that's the thing. This weekend is definitely going to be an interesting one to see if we can actually... Oh, this is always a thing that happens on this client. So yeah, let it run and I'm gonna yap. So yeah, this weekend is going to be an interesting one for the Arena Rush. Because I did pull the Leo and the Feng Yang right now. So that will definitely help out with Arena offenses. I could maybe also go for a Leo defense. Leo defenses aren't super crazy good at the moment, but it's definitely something that if people don't have the correcting rune against it, it might be a bad take to take it. Plus, you can also do certain traps with Leo defense as well. And I might actually go for the consideration of going for a Leo trap defense if I do tend to rune up a Leo defense. So let's see if that maybe gives some victories. Issue is Leo trap defense in most cases will lead up to getting more hits in. So that is something that I kind of have to keep in mind. That might be an issue if that is going to happen for that stake. So here's a question in the comments. Let me know, what would you set up as defense on my account? I did also pull a Rakan on this. I did get it from the Summoning Stone rotation things, the Engraved Scrolls, whatever they're called right now. But let me know what you guys would put on my account as defense. Would you go for a Vanessa kind of style of defense? Would you go for a Leo kind of style of defense? Would you put Nobara on defense? I do also have that Manon right now, which is pretty annoying for defense. And we do have that Leona, but Leona's not really defense material. But yeah, just a quick video of showcasing that I pulled a Leona in this account off stream, and I will try to use it anywhere. Let me know in the comments, do you have if you have a Leona, and where do you use her, or is she just sitting in storage? Because I think it's definitely one of those storage guardians for most of her. Then also maybe to talk about what could they buff her to make her more interesting. I think that either make her where she cannot be stunned, or she cannot be death broken. If she cannot be death broken, she can still be killed by ignore defense kind of styles. And yeah, I think that's kind of good, because right now the death break is hard cutting her a whole value of having the shield, and the shield is then too weak. But if she wouldn't be getting any death breaks, she would already be pretty good. But let me know in the comments, how would you buff her maybe? Well, that's all for this video. Tomorrow is going to be the video on showcasing the Mirenays on my main account. I already have a bunch of cool teams that I can be using for showing a lot of damage. Of course, we're going to go for that Lucian, but we're also going to try some weird shit on like an insane amount of damage on a Sonya or a Water series or a Light series maybe even. We're definitely going to be playing around with this. We are definitely going to be playing around with the Mirenay extra damage tomorrow. So if you don't want to miss out on that, subscribe to the channel, like this video, you know where to find me. See you as always in the next one.
Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.